If I see one more comment about someone talking about 6ix9ine, I'm gonna get mad. Stop talking about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear a theory about it. I don't want to hear none of that. Oh, it was this. Oh, yo, Red. Yo, Red. Listen, boy, listen. Stop that, okay? You guys are causing me a lot of trouble, okay? Detectives came to me already, okay? Like, it's getting ridiculous. They're going to my mom. Like, this is a big problem. If you guys keep going with this Island Boy stuff, I promise you I'm gonna get mad.
The Island Boys are now entangled in a federal investigation that has the hip-hop scene stunned and their careers hanging by a single thread. Beneath the viral persona and those bright, wild dreadlocks, these Florida personalities were allegedly involved in a strategic home invasion plot that brought federal authorities straight to their residence with search warrants, flipping their entire lives upside down. The disturbing reality of what drew investigators to their door is far deeper and far darker than anyone expected. And we are prepared to break it all down using verified clips, leaked recordings, and insider intel that's been circulating behind the scenes. What's going on, everyone? We're stepping into a real-life criminal saga that's been rattling the hip-hop world and has the entire internet acting like detectives. This story has more shocking twists than daytime drama, and believe me, you're not prepared for what's coming next. But before we ride into this chaos, let's be completely real. Online chatter has exploded with theories about who actually hit 6ix9ine's Florida home. But now, we're here to separate actual evidence from rumor, truth from speculation, and break down exactly how everything played out. November 2025, a turning point that rewrote the future for Kodiak Red and Fly Soldier, the duo recognized globally as the Island Boys. Once living off viral fame and trying to stay visible in a culture that quickly moves on, their names suddenly surfaced in connection with a violent break-in at 6ix9ine's Palm Beach property, where four masked intruders held his 60-year-old mother at gunpoint and stripped the home of cash, jewelry, and anything valuable they could find. Before you assume this was just another random celebrity burglary, the precision was too clean, the execution too calculated, sparking online investigators to connect clues that soon caught federal attention. And here's where things get even more intense. This wasn't only a robbery, it was about fading stardom, envy, and what desperate individuals might do when their quick fame begins to vanish. So listen, the entire incident unfolded while 6ix9ine was streaming live with Jack Doherty, bragging boldly about moving with zero security.
Talked openly about not having security, and then he's advertising that he's not home on this live stream.
Yeah, listen, I mean, it's silly. I don't know why he's out there bragging about not having security, because he definitely needs security, and this is not going to go away for multiple reasons. He's an easy target. You know, when you walk around with, $250,000 in jewelry on you, if you insist on walking around with that type of money, then you need professional help. And your friends hanging out with you obviously are insufficient. You need people that know what they're doing.
He was literally showing his exact location in the moment, revealing the interior of his home and letting viewers know he wasn't there.
All right, know the fucking vibes. We outside. Here with my boy Jack.
Yes, sir.
Fresh home.
Meanwhile, at the property, four masked figures were watching that same broadcast, syncing their plan flawlessly as if they had studied his routine in detail. In street logic, timing determines whether a move succeeds or fails, and this wasn't the work of amateurs seeking a small payout. Based on analyzed footage, these were individuals with their own viral spotlight who should have been earning real profits instead of risking federal time for quick cash and stolen ice. Then, leaked TMZ audio dropped a bombshell that sent the internet into a frenzy. One robber can be distinctly heard addressing another using a name directly tied to one of the Island Boys, igniting speculation across millions of viewers. That kind of timing raised serious suspicion, and the internet refused to ignore it. Online sleuths began dissecting every single frame like they were officially on a federal payroll. But this is where the case moves far beyond just a familiar voice. Commenters began running full-scale forensic breakdowns, studying walking patterns, physical behavior, even the subtle way these masked suspects carry themselves. Their posture, their style, that recognizable swagger, every detail lined up eerily close to clips of the Island Boys from music videos and social feeds. People were literally comparing the swing of their arms while walking, how they planted their feet while talking, even the nervous movements that gave away their emotions. And then came the evidence that truly rattled everyone, the jewelry matchup. Viewers pointed out that one intruder appeared to have the exact same custom chain Kodiak had flexed recently on Instagram. A one-of-a-kind piece with signature engraving, basically impossible to copy. The chain slipped into view beneath the suspect's hoodie, and the design aligned perfectly with photos posted only weeks earlier. That's the sort of detail that makes federal agents lean in. Now let's talk finances, because this is where the motivation becomes crystal clear. The Island Boys skyrocketed from meme-level fame to earning major revenue through promo and social deals, but the momentum vanished almost overnight. That viral cash flow evaporated fast.
If God forbid it doesn't go in your guys' direction, for real, I think you guys take all of your jewelry assets and invest it in something, so you guys will never ever be broke again.
Hey, George, hold on. No, hold on. No,
This
hold
is a podcast.
No.
Here, I'm moving for you. I was giving you nice advice, bro.
Meanwhile, 6ix9ine is still stacking millions despite his endless legal drama, continuing to stunt online with luxury rides and piles of cash like nothing changed. So now we reach the obvious question. As the public started piecing together a stronger case than some trained investigators, one member of the duo buckled under pressure and jumped into the conversation. And the reaction he gave made everything feel even more suspicious. His attempt to shut down speculation made it painfully clear just how stressed he was by the growing accusations and the intensifying investigation.
Stop mentioning me in your videos. Stop. Or whatever videos you're mentioning me in, stop mentioning me in the comment section. Stop! Stop, you understand me?
He immediately fired back with a full alibi rundown, insisting he was in Vegas the night the crime went down, rattling off details nobody even requested. He talked about taxes, travel routes, being on Florida's west coast, giving exact times and spots like he was already preparing his courtroom statement.
Hey, for anyone that's saying that I had robbed somebody's house, 6ix9ine, Red is in the west coast of Florida, and I was in Vegas. I just got to Florida, just now. I'm riding a taxi. I just got to Florida. What you saying? You tripping? I ain't robbed nothing, man.
Let's be honest, that's a major defensive move. Why explain your whereabouts if you truly have nothing to explain? And then it escalated further. He started demanding people stop mentioning the 6ix9ine situation entirely. His frustration boiled over, shutting down any conversation, lashing out at theories, and acting furious that anyone dared connect the dots.
I see one more comment about someone talking about 6ix9ine, I'm gonna get mad. Stop talking about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear a theory about it. I don't want to hear none of that. Oh, it was this. Oh, yo, Red. Yo, Red. Listen, boy, listen. Stop that, okay? You guys are causing me a lot of trouble, okay? Detectives came to me already, okay? Like, it's getting ridiculous. They're going to my mom. Like, this is a big problem. If you guys keep going with this Island Boy stuff, I promise you I'm gonna get mad.
But here's the turning point. He openly admitted that detectives had already questioned him about the situation and were even contacting his relatives. You catch that? Detectives already pulled up on him. That means authorities were taking those online investigations seriously enough to approach him and his family directly. When federal officers are knocking because of social media clues, that's when you know the evidence looks suspicious in their eyes. And the fact his mother was questioned too shows this case was escalating fast. You could tell the mental strain was eating at him. His tone, his reactions, the stress all over his face. This wasn't someone casually brushing off rumors. This was someone who genuinely felt cornered by what was happening. The way he kept insisting people needed to stop discussing it, saying it was causing him real-life problems, that's the reaction of someone who feels the pressure tightening around them. But here's the twist. While the internet built a complete case against the Island Boys and one of them was visibly cracking under attention from federal investigators, 6ix9ine himself stepped forward with a totally different narrative that had everyone confused. This is where things shift dramatically, because what he said directly opposed the conclusions social media detectives put together. When Aiden Ross confronted him head-on during a livestream about the Island Boy rumors, 6ix9ine dismissed it instantly. He said he didn't believe they were involved at all, insisting he witnessed something entirely different as the robbery unfolded. He was confident the internet had this one wrong and claimed people were chasing clout-driven theories.
So I want to make this video to clear up all the fake news and rumors. So the world knows this. It's a fact. I'm on house arrest. I've been on house arrest. I think everyone in America and everyone across the world knows that I'm on house arrest. Yesterday, they allowed me to leave for work. People, I guess, saw that I was on live stream with Jack Doherty. They took that opportunity to do some. Like I said, it's me, so I get it. The rules are different for me. But if it was your favorite artist, your favorite actor, and that was done, they don't get no cool points for that. My mom is 60 years old. Y'all know I'm supposed to come home. Y'all know I'm home all the time. I'm on house arrest. So y'all take the opportunity that I'm not home. Y'all see me on live stream with Jack Doherty in Miami, and y'all do that. That's whack. Get no coupon for. I don't think nobody respects that.
6ix9ine even doubled down on the denial, explaining that his neighborhood had hundreds of nearby houses and suggesting some local teens were behind the break-in. He pointed out the suspects had no visible tattoos and partially revealed faces, details that didn't align with the Island Boys' look whatsoever. He started outlining physical identifiers like he was giving a direct report to investigators.
Allegedly, people are saying it was the Island Boys.
No, I don't even think Island Boys.
No, that's what I saw. I swear. That's what. No.
There were kids in this neighborhood.
What
so
the
let
fuck?
me leave that real clear. There's 230 homes in my neighborhood. What it's pointing out to be, yeah, he didn't do that then. But what was pointed out to be that it was kids in the neighborhood because there was no car that came in, no car that left. So it was white kids at that.
No way.
Oh, yeah. Hell no.
There was no tattoos, so
Are you gonna be
this myth that it was those two brothers that there's no tattoos, their face was able to see, there was no tat, so that's just a myth. It's just Instagram conspiracy, whatever fuck. But anyway, long story short, I'm glad that my mom's okay. I'm glad that my dogs are okay. I'm glad that my family's okay.
Amazing.
And these people took the opportunity when I wasn't home.
So now we need to examine the contradiction. Think about that for a moment. 6ix9ine says it was neighborhood kids with clean skin, while online analysts claim there's voice evidence, jewelry alignment, gait comparisons, plus feds actively questioning the Island Boys. The math isn't making sense here. Either the internet reached the wrong conclusion, or 6ix9ine is shielding someone, or there's a piece of the story the public still hasn't been told. Why would 6ix9ine challenge the growing theory? Maybe he wants to avoid escalating legal drama. Maybe he's aware of information that isn't public yet. Or maybe he doesn't want his name tied to the Island Boys controversy at all. In certain circles, silence is used to prevent bigger consequences. But here's the crucial detail. If federal agents are on the case, this isn't some minor local incident. When the feds get involved with a burglary, it typically signals suspicions of multi-state involvement, possible organized crime ties, or links to broader federal investigations. Federal agents don't step in for small-time break-ins. They take action only when there's a larger criminal picture behind the scenes. And the financial motive for the Island Boys was very real. These guys went from earning major bags at their peak, big appearance checks, paid promotions, and that influencer lifestyle, to barely securing club bookings that wouldn't even cover basic expenses. At one point, they were bringing in tens of thousands per appearance, cashing out off social media fame, and enjoying that fast celebrity experience. But fame is unstable. Once the internet shifts to the next viral face, the money disappears quicker than it arrived. Meanwhile, 6ix9ine is out gifting his mother luxury whips and casually tossing around million-dollar cash presents like pocket change. He's uploading videos surrounded by stacks of cash, flashy diamonds, high-end whips, and relaxing in a massive home, while the Island Boys struggle to maintain relevance. That kind of contrast can really mess with someone who once stood on a similar level. And for anyone who doesn't understand how that mentality builds, here's the truth. Desperation can rewrite morals instantly. Watching someone else live excessively while you're barely holding it together can turn envy into a dangerous mindset fast. It's not just about lacking money, it's about status, respect, and the belief that you deserve the lifestyle you once tasted. And right around the time the robbery happened, both Island Boys suddenly disappeared from social media, which set off alarms. These are guys who normally post non-stop, flexing lifestyle, promoting music, showing every move, yet they went completely silent during the exact window of the incident. Their final posts before going dark were made in Miami, only about an hour away from 6ix9ine's mansion in Palm Beach. And the voice-matching work fans were doing? Surprisingly advanced. People analyzed dialects, Florida slang influence, tone patterns, even using voice recognition programs to compare the audio. Multiple breakdowns reported strong similarities between the robber's voice and an Island Boy's speech patterns. Some users even claimed professional-grade software revealed high match percentages. So now, we're looking at more than a simple burglary allegation or wild internet accusations. The deeper issue is how online fame can become both a blessing and a curse. The Island Boys gained recognition but lost the wealth, while 6ix9ine kept both, yet painted himself as a perfect target by flaunting riches non-stop. Together, those circumstances created the ideal setup for trouble. And this story isn't strictly about guilt or innocence. It's about how digital footprints now influence real investigations, how pressure from financial collapse can push extreme decisions, and how the FBI is now actively reviewing social media-based evidence. We're living in a moment where online communities build cases law enforcement cannot ignore. But we must not overlook who was genuinely harmed. 6ix9ine's 60-year-old mother. This woman had a gun pointed at her inside her own home. And whether it was internet stars or local teens, she endured a traumatic event solely because her son showcased himself as a walking target. An older woman, limited English, a devoted churchgoer, was forced into fear due to her child's choices online. And the streets are making one thing clear. When the pieces don't fit cleanly, you know something bigger lurks behind the scenes. The timing, the execution, the aftermath, everything about this operation suggests an inside angle, or at least someone with detailed knowledge of the house and routine. The suspects knew the perfect moment. They understood the floor plan. They knew where valuables were kept and that security was absent. This is a reflection of a larger shift. Social media now works as a guidebook for criminals and a hazard for celebrities. Constantly dropping your location, broadcasting expensive items, and offering virtual house tours is basically handing over the blueprint to anyone who's plotting. 6ix9ine was basically giving thieves a roadmap, revealing when he'd be away and showcasing expensive items online. What's fascinating is how law enforcement is now shifting with this new landscape. Federal agencies are treating social media posts like real evidence, relying on online sleuths to piece together clues and acknowledging that digital investigators sometimes spot things that the authorities overlook. This investigation might establish the blueprint for how future cases are handled. When you break it down, this isn't just about a break-in or internet conspiracies going viral. It's a warning about how clout comes with consequences, how money problems can push people into irreversible decisions, and how the internet has a permanent memory. Whether the Island Boys were involved or not, this whole situation proves how fast online hype can spiral into real-world chaos. The bigger question is what's ahead for the Island Boys and 6ix9ine. With federal attention locked in, social media receipts piling up, and everyone giving conflicting stories, this saga is far from finished. Crowdsourced detective work is something criminals usually underestimate, until it comes back to haunt them. We might be entering a new chapter where online investigators and official law enforcement end up working side by side. It's also forcing celebrities to rethink how they post online. The era of casually flexing riches and publicly revealing your location might be wrapping up. The smarter stars are already updating their social media habits, being strategic about what they display and when they display it. How do you feel about everything here? Do you believe the Island Boys had any role? Or is 6ix9ine right that it was just locals acting crazy? The clues point in different directions and the contradictions are wild. Are internet detectives helping justice or creating confusion? And what impact will this have on the future of celebrity social media? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more breaking news shaking the culture. Stay safe, fam. Because the internet never sleeps. And in 2025, your online trail could be the evidence that decides your future.